So we'll officially open. There you go. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
This report shows an improvement in poverty levels on average from 21.4% in 2016-17 to 20.3% in 2019-2020, a trend that government called a long-run decline. However, deeper scrutiny of the report reveals a problem that government ought to pay attention to. For instance, Acholi sub-region in northern Uganda, which has benefited from an array of poverty alleviation programs, is the poorest, followed by Karamoja sub-region. In Acholi sub-region, poverty increased from 33% in 2016-17 to 67.7% in 2019-2020. For Western Uganda, Kigezi sub-region also registered a rise in poverty levels by more than 100% from 12% in 2016-17 to 27.8% in 2019-2020. But the period showed a significant fall in poverty levels in Elgon, West Nile, Teso and Busoga sub-regions. The report further shows that households face more multidimensional poverty, which focuses on non-monetary aspects. There are also higher poverty rates in female-headed families than those headed by males. Youths also struggled more than any other age group to get out of poverty.
The youth have got 30% of the parish environment money will be going to the youth. And we expect the youth to use this money to engage in agricultural production.
Also, there was more poverty among people engaged in agriculture and informal businesses than any other. Rising poverty is attributed to natural disasters, crop failure and informality in businesses and employment.
They've defined informality as being registered either with URSB or with URA. And the report clearly says that we must have a benefit. Informal businesses will not formalize if there are no clear benefits to their formalization. Secondly, it says that we must bring down the cost of doing business.
But why agriculture, yet it has been made the backbone of the economy?
Prior to this, we've seen a lot of focus on production, through Operation Wealth Creation and NADS. That's okay, but production alone is not going to create the kind of jobs that you want. You must focus on the entire value chain, particularly the value addition, the agro-industrialization. We must take these products to market. It means they must comply with standards. It means we have to look at our ability to aggregate and cluster actors.
The researchers recommend as solutions agriculture insurance and de-risking livelihoods, area-based commodity development, adaptation to climate change and strengthening the early warning systems, community sensitization on manageable family sizes, formalization of businesses and employment, and improvement of social services. The resident representative of the United Nations Development Programme, Elsie Atafwa, says the report offers a lot to think about.
I think we should look at the glass also half full, not that it's only empty. So in that regard, I think we have to try to interrogate what more we can do, but also building on the gains that we have made, consolidating those gains and making sure that we can have reimagining the future when it comes to these spaces that we are talking about.
The report was commissioned to inform government's strategy of modernizing the economy by 2030, but analysts say there is a lot that has to be done differently. Edward Muhumuza, NTV.